is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
I have to return some videotapes. 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 I have to return some videotapes.
Welcome, one and all, to the glorious Strange Glow video on the Ecto-Violence channel. I'm your host, Alec. Down below me is Justin, or today, 11 in a hat, and Yoshi. Apparently is joining the... Jesus Christ!
Yeah, that's funny. So I had the 11 stuffy that you got my daughter for Christmas up here, sitting by my Stay Puft, which is just outside of frame. There it is. And I had it sitting up here, and she saw me setting up because she wasn't quite in bed yet. And she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting ready to do the show." And she snatched 11 and took it down to bed. So I was like, "Okay, well, I was going to show it off, but
there we go."
Yeah, so it's popular here. It's not every day somebody gets an action figure or a stuffy of their dad.
Yeah, and a dress.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. So we made it through Stranger Things.
The entire series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's out there now.
It's all out there. Well, the only thing that's not out there is Tales from 85, which I don't know if anyone really cares about.
Yeah, we'll see.
What do you...
And then they've confirmed they're doing some spin-offs that are not going to be necessarily character related. I think they are doing some sort of book series about Nancy, maybe. I've heard rumors of. I don't know if that's actually true, but...
Was that a book series or a comic book? I just heard it was literature. So,
Yeah,
like,
so
I saw
either
everyone
or.
being like, "Oh, they've announced this spin-off." And I'm like, well...
They've already done lots of books and stuff already, so in comics.
Yeah, there's tons of that stuff out there. I haven't actually explored any of that. I kind of need to look around and see the reviews of that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And then they have some other show coming that's not set in the 80s. It's not... Personally, I think what it's going to be is about the guy with the briefcase, or how that's all connected. Whatever in that thing, like, it's going to be connected enough that, like, that's what caused Stranger Things, but, like, the show is going to completely evolve around other shit. I think more government conspiracies and human experimentation type shit, maybe, but...
Yeah, that's the vibe I got, right? They've kind of said that, yeah, if they're going to do a spinoff or another series, it's going to be focused on that. It's not going to come back to any of the characters. They basically said it was the MacGuffin, if you will, because we don't have a name for the device that was in the briefcase there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I think that'd be a neat way to do it, because then when you don't have to have any character ties, you don't have to link it back to this. I mean, hell, they don't even have to have it be about that guy that had it in the briefcase. That guy could be in the very end of the other series.
Well, I was about to say, I don't mean about him necessarily. I just meant, like, about wherever he came from and et cetera. Like, it could be set in that time period, essentially, is what I'm referring. You know.
I mean, shit, this could easily be very Indiana Jones-esque.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, just if you base it off their history of stuff that they're inspired by.
I'm thinking a little more X-Files-y, too, like a little more government conspiracy. Like, maybe we follow an agent or something this time around who's, like, trying to figure some shit. Like, I don't know, there's lots of interesting ways to do that.
There's interesting ways to do it without having to repeat anything they've already done. So I'm interested in that. I wouldn't say excited at this point, just because, it's going to be a while before we see that. So, Tales from 85, I watched the trailer for the first time the other day, just after I finished the series, and I was like, well, let me get around to the trailer there, because I checked it out on IMDb, and I wanted to see if they had any of the live action cast doing voice work. And it's an entirely new voice cast, so I was like, that kind of...
Well, they're kids, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but the supporting adult cast has all been recast too, and I get it to some degree, but modern voice acting is so reliant on like big star names that to me that seemed kind of a little different, but we'll see. I mean, for a TV show instead of a theatrical release or a movie, eh.
Yeah, we'll see.
And we got this behind the scenes video coming.
Well, that'll be into the documentary. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I mean, I'll watch it. I
Oh yeah,
watched
I'll watch it for sure.
when season 2 came out. They had an after show. They just did one season of it, but it was like just with the people being interviewed and talking about the episodes and what happened and stuff. If you remember that.
Yeah, that was a popular thing for streaming series for a while.
It was
West
popular really because of The Walking Dead. Yeah.
The Walking Dead did a series like that, and then some of the shows would just show like behind the scenes clips like immediately following the show.
Yeah.
And I think Westworld did that where they're talking about like character development, those things. So yeah, that would have been really cool in this season, but not a necessity.
No, I just mean, yeah, they hadn't done it since season 2 anyway. So whatever. But
The most exciting. Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say there is physical media news.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to jump on. That's the thing I'm the most excited about is that
I'm doing a whole video on it tomorrow, so I'm not gonna like rant about it too much. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just I sent you that video clip of somebody asking the Duffer Brothers about physical media, and they basically were like not answering the question. So to me, that's yes, it's coming.
Well, yeah, and they basically said that they want it on
Yeah.
physical media, and not only physical media, but they hinted that it was coming on just on 4K as well, not just Blu-ray or anything. And the thing about that is we've only seen Stranger Things compressed and uploaded. Even if you watch it in 4K on Netflix on a 4K TV, it's still compressed.
Yeah, your 4K streaming is compressed streaming, and so
done
unless
a comparison with the Alien movies, that way, and
so
it is wildly different.
And the audio quality is drastically different too. So, right, to have full audio quality and to have full uncompressed video, and I say uncompressed video because it's all compressed as it's processed for a physical media, but that's going to be about as high quality as you're going to get.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that though because up until now, unless you got season 1 or season 2 on the physical media release, it was hard. You know, season 1 was easy to get. They overproduced. Season 2, they underproduced and they just stopped after season 2. And
yeah, I did a whole video about that too because there's a bunch of bootlegs out there.
Yeah, there's tons of bootlegs out there, and I haven't, checked the quality of any of those, but
KD Video is doing a VHS box set for the whole series that she has coming out soon. It's 2 tapes a season, so it's probably, EP mode versus SP. I think it's EP that's shittier.
Yeah, that's and the longest format of those where you can do like that basically just adjusts your playback speed.
Yeah.
So
you can get 8 hours
and stuff
or something on a tape versus like 4 hours or
Yeah, and if you're just going for that for the novelty of having it on VHS, I totally get that, right? Because otherwise, how many tapes would that be? And I'm not sure the going rate for new tapes right now.
Well,
or
now,
people,
like it's a 10 tape set with just 2 tapes a season, so
yeah,
that's a lot already. But she also makes a Twin Peaks: The Return VHS set, and that's one that I might actually get from her at some point.
That's cool. Nice. Yeah, I love people being creative in that space. Like I wish.
She has done a bunch of official releases as well now. She started doing she did Strange Darling on VHS, the official release for that.
Oh shit, okay. I enjoyed that. I'd like to see that again. Yeah. So the physical media thing was the thing I'm the most excited for, and then all this clickbait, fucking everyone wants to think that this documentary is going to be another episode, and I'm like, no. Had they not released the series finale in movie theaters, I'd probably be more likely to buy into that theory. But you know what I mean? I'm just saying at a general, but the fact that they released this in movie theaters on New Year's Eve and had limited ticket sales and they only did it for the one day just to finish this thing off, like if that was a fake ending, why would they go through all the trouble of putting that in theaters and not doing the next one in theaters?
I believe that Stranger Things will end on New Year's Eve.
Yes. Exactly. So your conspiracy theory actually had a room at the Holiday Inn.
Oh my God, let's see. I'm looking at people trying to justify this right now.
Oh, there's people like saying all these things, and I'm like, yeah, there's lots of stuff out there that makes sense if you're trying to shoehorn that angle, but it's also people vying for views and clicks and everything else right now too. But it's not going to happen. The theatrical thing is the number one reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's also just like they knew what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, they've already even, I think, responded to this and been like, no, this is ridiculous. But
yeah,
I guess let's talk about some of the finale here.
I mean, we haven't really talked about any of season 5 yet. We kind of waited for the whole shebang.
I thought we did, but maybe not.
No, we talked about talking about it, and then we said, well, we'll just wait till the series finale's here because we took.
I guess
I
did like 4 or 5 videos on this shit, just like the ones about the Easter eggs and
a
couple of reviews. I don't think I reviewed all 3 parts, but
yeah, you and I haven't discussed all 3 parts yet, which we don't really have to get into crazy detail or anything.
Yeah, that seems daunting.
Well, it's crazy because Liz was pregnant with my youngest at the time we watched season 4. And that was over the summer. And my child is now 3 years old. So it took 3 years, over 3 years for that season 4 to season 5. Which, if you think about it, that is an insane amount of post-production to do. And if you look at it, yes. And I've seen a lot of people like really hating on the post-production on this season, like the quality of some of the effects. And I'm like, you're going to basically an alien planet. Like, I don't really give a fuck if it looks perfect. I don't expect to look perfect. Like, you're doing something that's like basically an alien planet desert. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't expect perfection there, but that last episode threw me off. I will say the finale threw me off because, it was a 2-hour finale and you're watching it and like all of a sudden they've defeated Vecna and like, pause the show for a bathroom break. I'm like, holy shit. Like we have an hour left. I'm like, what the fuck are they going to do for the next hour?
I knew where it was going because as soon as they killed Vecna, I'm like, all right, well, they still have to do this Linda Hamilton shit.
Yeah.
They still have to close this bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to do an epilogue. And I want a fair epilogue with shit. And they gave us a pretty long one. So I didn't have that.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people bumping into that. I did not bump into that. There were... I also...
It's not that I didn't like it, but I was going to say this. If I had paid to go see that at the movie theater, to see the first half of the movie be like this big finale that you expect it to be, and then the second half is just something that like didn't feel like it needed to be theatrical in that sense, if that makes, kind of a justification to you. I just felt like the first half of that was like, okay, I enjoyed it for what it was. They got through it fairly quickly.
Yeah, I think my expectations were just different than people's going into this season. Because I didn't, like, a lot of people are, like, talking so much shit on certain things, and I just, like I said, I didn't bump into a lot of that stuff. There were things that bothered me here and there, but I was kind of just like, all right, yeah, it's going to end. Like, Vecna's going to die. Maybe some other people, they're hinting at this person, maybe, here and there.
Yeah. But I guess the things that to me that bothered me, and it wasn't anything about like character design or special effects or anything like that. But to me, my big thing was like they show that Vecna's tied to this creature in this alien land, and we don't ever learn anything about that character, like that other creature. It's just like basically this vessel there, and then it's like tied to Vecna. And not that that necessarily matters, but I was like, oh, that seems like something that we should have learned about early on in the season, maybe, even though we don't see that until later on. But I get the point of not spoiling that. So it just kind of made sense to, when you look at how they ended it, it makes sense to bring it in that way, but it just didn't feel like, oh, it felt like that was kind of like just brushed over. Despite
I
the
feel
Vecna
like
being tied to it.
I don't know. I feel like I predicted this in season 4. Like I understood this, that like Henry was Henry, and he was fucked up, but like he also was just at one with this fucking evil force basically at this point since season 4, because you see them combine essentially, and it's like, oh, okay, so that's what's happening. That's why he's Vecna, not just Henry. He's basically the Mind Flayer's bitch. So I don't know. That didn't come as a surprise to me, but I did see this building during the show that they were going to take him, and they faked it out, which I like, but they were going to redeem Henry's character essentially, Darth Vader style. Basically say that he was wooed by the dark side of the Mind Flayer.
No, and then he basically comes down and says, "No, I wanted this. This is my choice."
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. I like that too. All the stuff with Will I thought was great. I liked that. I liked his moment, his scene there. A lot of people were fucking losing their mind about that shit, and I'm like,
there were things that I think you can criticize about it. For example, it seems like, holy shit, we got to go to battle. There's no time left. And he's like, all right, everybody stop. Listen to me and my problems.
yeah.
But it's understandable also because he needed to do this with everybody to, like, not let Vecna have that power over him anymore. But
yeah,
I think the scene would have also been more impactful had it just been like a group of his close friends.
Yeah, as opposed to everybody.
His brother,
yeah.
And his friends, essentially, and maybe Robin, like, I don't know. But whatever.
Yeah.
I get what they're trying to do, and I've seen a lot of queer people say it basically just does seem like straight people writing a coming out scene. But
I mean,
beyond
that's
that,
essentially what it is. But
right.
I think the other thing there that you look at, though, that a modern queer person, might criticize is, how difficult it was for him to come out. But you got to consider this takes place in the 80s, and that was a very...
Oh, it's completely different, yeah.
They didn't even fucking touch on the HIV pandemic going on, like, back then. Like, you look at that and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Right? That's something they don't even touch on, they don't even get into. So that was a very fucking scary time to be a gay person, especially a gay man dealing with some of that shit back then, right? Like, you look at that and you're targeted, your life is at risk. There's so much shit there that I think watching that scene in a modern context, it's easy to forget, like, what everyone was up against in the 80s in that time frame. So, and it's kind of glossed over, I get to, because, it's not what the show's about entirely. So, I don't know. I do like the inclusivity that it had, and I like that. I really liked how Robin talked about her getting over her first crush, and it kind of showed Will getting over the kind of Mike thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really good story thing, and I liked the way they led up to his scene, him talking to Robin. I felt like that was all really good. Like, he was asking her questions, and she was just like there, basically knowing what he was asking, but not pressing, not pushing him. She was being supportive. I thought that was good writing there. I really appreciated how they worked those two together and allowed them to have some breathing room and some real life kind of dialogue and conversation. So,
yeah, that stuff was good. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about the whole Nancy, Jonathan, Steve nonsense, because they obviously break up, and then it's like confusing because not everybody even thought they broke up during that scene.
Yeah,
and then everybody thinks Steve's gonna die, and their fake out of Steve's death was the most fucking... It was triflingly bad. That was the worst thing probably in the finale to me.
Yeah. It was kind of early on in that episode that I realized no one was going to die.
And the thing is, no one has to die. Well, it's not like we're watching The Walking Dead. This is based... I mean, it's not based on anything, but you know what I mean? It's calling back to certain things. Like, none of the fucking Goonies kids died.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah, none of the Goonies kids died. None of the Monster Squad kids died. Like,
none of the Lost Boys died. None of the Ghostbusters died until the newest one.
Yeah. Well, that's because that was based on real life. That they had to... Yeah. So, to have all your heroes survive is not unexpected. And a movie based on that's basically a love letter to the 80s. Wasn't shocked by that at all, and I was perfectly fine with it.
Yeah.
So,
They killed off Collie, and then they killed off potentially 11 with. So what's Mortimat? Is that what that says? I gotta get closer. I'm old. Mortimath. Hola, something new? No sé como se dice. I don't speak Spanish. I'm very terrible at it, so. But I don't understand the question. Something new.
well,
Are we getting
throw it into if you can copy paste it into Google Translate, you could have a real quick way for us to respond.
My brain was trying to respond to you too, though. What the hell are you saying?
Oh, I just wasn't shocked by all the characters surviving based on, what influenced the series. But we have had significant deaths over the series, right? When you look at it, you look at the people that died, and you look how it carried on emotionally through characters throughout the rest of the series, right? And then the fact that Steve made it to the end of this series is insane anyway, because the Duffer Brothers have openly talked about, like, that character was basically written as someone that was going to fucking die or just depart the show or just kind of be an early antagonist, and had the chemistry and charisma to actually have a good redemption arc for that character. So,
They said, I don't know how to say. So they said something new or like, what's up, maybe? How's it
oh,
going?
okay.
Hola.
Either way, thanks for tuning in and joining us.
Yeah. Context clues. All right. Terrifier Triceratops says hello there. Currently catching up on the start of the stream. Good to see you.
Yeah,
Maybe
thanks for
you'll
joining.
see this when you catch up to this spot in time.
Everything that's going on right now is happening right now.
For sure. So yeah, that the whole 11 thing being vague intentionally, I get. I feel like that's a studio thing. The studio is like, you cannot fully kill off 11. It's like studios being like, you cannot kill off Freddy Krueger. You know what I mean? We're just gonna bring the motherfucker back anyway if you do, bitch.
Yeah, so for me, that made sense to some degree where there's some ambiguity to that. But then also seeing the Duffer Brothers interviews, there's been so much press around this finally, and they're basically um, were kind of saying that, they wanted everyone to kind of have their own interpretations of that, of what actually happened there. And I did find it fascinating when Mike basically explained how the mage escaped and did all that. I thought that was interesting. Uh, and, like, was that Mike's story going on right there? Was that just his way of coping with the loss? It actually made it worth bringing back 8, right? To have her do that and those two working together. Like, some of those things made a little bit more sense because I'm like, 8 shows up and it just felt like she was kind of shoehorned in there up until this very end of the epilogue where they kind of explained that a little bit. I'm like, well, shit, I guess you kind of did need her there to do that then. Okay, that makes more sense to have her back. Because, like, she wasn't this badass that she kind of was in earlier seasons. They show that all of her friends got murdered and
Got.
yeah, got taken out. So I don't know. It was kind of I was trying to figure out what they're going to do with her because it just didn't ever feel like it was like an authentic reason to bring her back until the epilogue, and I was like, okay, I can kind of get behind that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the one part I don't know. Looking back, I'm far enough now that I think the 11 epilogue shit was a little goofy, unless it's you interpret it as Mike just trying to cope. Makes more sense to me. But like,
well, my thing is, had they just left it at her, she escaped somehow. Like, I didn't need to see her by the 3 waterfalls or any of that shit. Like, had they just left that out there and left it at what he said, how she escaped, I almost would have liked that a little bit more because you leave more ambiguity to it instead of showing me that she went to find this place where she wanted to be with Mike and all that.
yeah.
But the Duffer Brothers also talked about how that was just kind of their way of showing that these characters have grown up and that's them leaving their childhood behind and being okay with leaving their childhood behind. but the continuity errors and just like the little plot loopholes that people have brought up are fucking hilarious online because like people are just nitpicking the shit out of stuff, which
Hmm.
I get, right? We've done that with the Ghostbusters movies, the sequels, and things like that. But the funniest one I saw was like, how the hell, does someone come out of a coma or sits in a coma for 2 years and then graduates on time with the rest of her friends? And I'm like, yeah. But I mean, it's not to say that summer school, night school, all this other shit, right? Like they just don't have to spell it
Was
out and
she
give
there
you all the answers.
graduating?
She wasn't in a.
I thought she was a grade younger than them anyway, but maybe not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess not.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he came up with that cap and gown, I immediately just kind of was like disassociated her from graduating, I guess. Also,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I just I accepted the series for what it was, which is the first season was a little more serious in tone,
Mm-hmm.
and it got a little more out there as it went on. Like season 4, I thought was way the fuck out there. By the time them introducing Vecna pissed me off originally. Like I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
this is fucking dumb. Like you just retconned like 3 seasons
Of a
of,
show. Yeah.
and they further retconned it here to make more sense. And I don't hate it now. I'm kind of like I adjusted to it, but I'm also like by adjusting to that, I kind of adjusted to. I was like, all right, well, I'll just accept whatever the fuck they're gonna do, and it's fine. It's just what the way it is. Like I'm not that invested in. Like I love Stranger Things, but I'm also kind of just like somehow just letting it be because I have the other
It's
seasons and shit. Like season 1 and 3 are my favorites. So stop chewing on my
yeah.
cables. Get over there.
Like season one is amazing, right? Season one still works as a standalone series very well, right? If it ended at season one, it's still very amazing start to finish.
Well,
And
they all have their own little references to pop culture too. So the first season kind of is
mhm,
like, very much Stephen King stuff in general, but also
mhm.
heavy on the Goonies.
It's got the approachability of the Goonies with like Stephen King lore, right?
And
And the
season,
Stephen King's
hmm?
I was going to say the Stephen King stuff is still there because the final creature very much had like it vibes from the spider at the end, right?
Yeah,
So there's some fascinating creature design there and stuff, and I'm okay with that too. Like it's not none of it like pissed me off. I had a good time with it.
yeah. I
Um,
don't know. I kind of just accepted it for what it was. Like I said, giant spider in the desert. All right, where's Will Smith when you need him?
yeah, that's the only thing. Like you're on a alien planet, but we're all just okay to breathe there when we get there.
Yeah, there's lots of questions like that, but like it's one of those things. It's like this is borderline children's sci-fi still.
Yes, I think that's the last thing to it is that even though we've seen these characters grow up and, there's an entire generation of people that have grown up and had their coming of age story with these characters, it's still aimed at an approachable young audience, right? So,
I think season
um,
1 was them trying to do a very specific type of show for them and their
mhm.
age group and our age group, and it
Yeah,
was, and it
for sure.
worked great. But then it
Mhm,
also became mainstream. It was just such a great show. So then they
mhm.
started like thinking, okay, well, it
Yeah,
needs to
what are we
be a
gonna
little
do?
bit more mainstream as opposed to a little more, like season 3 feels like fucking. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like way more mainstream than season 1 is in terms of like what people are going to watch. Now season 1 and 3 are probably 2 of the most popular for people, and 4 now. But
Yeah.
C4 is like worse than both of those seasons to me. I still like it a lot, but
See, I've only seen season 4 the one time through because I didn't get through an entire rewatch with this, but now that it's all out there, I do anticipate doing an entire series rewatch just to kinda see how it all flows together, and obviously, it's gonna be some patchwork because when you take as long as you have between seasons, things are gonna change a little bit, right? We saw how season 2 was rushed, like, they really got pushed on that, and then they weren't happy with season 2, and everyone's like, okay, Duffer Brothers kind of stood their ground and said, all right, now we've got to do this the way we kind of want to, and slowed things down. They didn't rush it. And it's tough because it almost felt like every season they didn't know if Netflix was going to renew it. Netflix is notorious for just canceling shit after a season without even ever giving it a shot.
Point, they kind of just accepted it. It was going to go on.
Yeah.
I think what they did was,
I think around the time season 3 came out, they said they're going to go through season 5.
Well, that's because they did season 3. They kind of knew where, from what I hear from interviews, they knew what they were going to close this season out, but they basically were originally going to do 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And then season 3 happened, and then they're like, oh shit, now we have to like bridge the gap to get to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Because it didn't quite bridge it enough.
Yeah, see, I will say overall, the feeling of season 4 to 5, like Linda Hamilton's character, I liked. She was very limited on her screen time.
And wasted. And got away in the end and didn't die. And somehow they just let them go after 11 disappeared.
Yeah. Well, and like, why is she this high-ranking scientist in the military, right? It's confusing, like, her character.
Yeah. She just comes out of nowhere. Paul Reiser's nowhere to be found anymore. Did he die in the last one?
I don't even remember. I honestly don't know.
I can't remember now.
But then the Russians are completely gone. Like, wouldn't they still be after this technology in one way, shape, or another? Like, they're all in the United States in Hawkins. Like, how did that just not become a thing anymore? I get that the city's sealed off, but there's no more of that, like, of them pursuing things. Yeah. And I get it. You've got a story to tell, so, like, you can't just have unlimited side quests, because once Hopper got out of there and all that, like, certain things started to make sense after the mall. So I don't know. Out of season 5, the first batch of episodes I enjoyed. It was a little slow going at times, but that's always to be expected, right? Sometimes you get right into it, sometimes you don't. This one kind of picked up with some of the training stuff and kind of where everyone's at, because it's been another 2 years since the last season, so a lot to pick up on and cover on there.
Yeah.
It's hard, though, because I think you wind up doing 5 seasons of a show that really would have been fine as a one and done season, a one and done series. And now you've got to find a way to like carry that on, make it relevant, get your extensions and say, oh shit, we've got to somehow get from there to here, make this make sense, and do this within a limited number of episodes. So it's fascinating to see how it all turned out, but it's a fun ride nonetheless.
Overall, I'm just fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was an ending, all right. There's some things, I didn't write this, and I'm not even here to say, like, oh, this is what I would have done instead, because I don't necessarily have the answers to that, so who the fuck am I to say this should have ended a different way? I don't know, man. It's fine. It is what it is. The little rooftop scene with Nancy and Jonathan, Steve and Robin, I wanted to like more than I actually did. The Dungeons and Dragons scene ending the show, I liked. Ending in the same spot we start the show with the Dungeons and Dragons game with the same people, and et cetera, et cetera. And then the passing of the torch thing, I get all that. That's fun.
Yeah, I like that. That's a lot, because it just shows that the game goes on and that childhood remains. Like, even though you pass your childhood, there's always people experiencing childhood. So I liked some of the themes from that, right? They closed the loop on that. That was I wouldn't say touching ending, but it was a very fitting way to wrap up. Hey, we start in a D&D, we end in a D&D, and the big battle in there, I think, to people that play D&D, we're basically saying, sometimes you need the whole team's power to do this thing, and everyone's working together, and that makes sense. Like, I'm not experienced in D&D. I have interest in it, but I just don't have the time to even fathom that right now. Right. It's not on the radar. I have interest, though, so I'm just like, man, if I buy one of the Stranger Things D&D sets and set it aside, maybe I'll get to it eventually. So
There is, I don't know if you saw the post credits little image. There is a Stranger Things D&D like manual essentially.
Yeah, I saw that. I've seen the artist on Instagram posting about like how he was, he's like, I was lucky enough to do this art for this at the end. So
Yeah, it's a lot of people were like trying to mistake that, like, oh, the whole show is just a D&D game. No, you are dumb. But it is kind of saying that this is what Mike turned his experiences into potentially. The way I bought into it.
yes, that Mike was able to, because there's always been like,
Yeah, he
yeah,
probably became a professional D&D script like book writer. Like that's fucking sick. Like manual writer or whatever.
yes, and that's what that kind of implied, that was what he took that experience and made it a D&D game, because to me that's fascinating. After going through all that shit, they still had time to play D&D and D and enjoy it. And I did like how they kind of went and closed out their youth. Like the last time they may all be to get, be able to get together like that, because I had a close group of friends through, high school and stuff like that. And when we graduated, I still keep in touch with a lot of them. Like we do a lot of texting and stuff, but rarely do we all ever get the chance to get together in person. It's not feasible really with the way everyone's spread out now. So I get it. I like those vibes because it's relatable. It feels authentic. But I do like the fact that Mike possibly wrote that and did something with it. It's enough of a tight wrap up on the series that you can use your imagination and kind of choose your adventure with how you want those characters to go from there. Uh,
User pick for 6 says I wanted your cat ass is in the way. I wanted to like the rooftop scene more too. I just didn't like the setting, lighting, etc. Final 10 minutes was really good though, which is why I'm not convinced of
the secret episode.
Yeah, as
Conspiracy,
much as
yeah.
I want it to be. Yeah, no, I don't think it's happening at all, man. Like there's no signs that would actually be happening, as Justin mentioned earlier. But the theatrical thing alone should be enough for people to realize it.
Yeah, that should be enough to shut everyone down, because otherwise they'd have to have some sort of pre-sale, and that would already be going up again, because why would you have your fake ending in the theaters but not your real ending? That doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, I mean, just looking at that alone, I'm like, okay, they wouldn't spend the money to try to figure out a way to distribute this for a night in theaters and then be like, oh, by the way, here's another night in theaters. And you'd be like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
But the thing is, this all goes back to Super Mario Bros. 2. Okay, so Super Mario Bros. 2 for the NES started out as a different game. In Japan, it was a different game. And then they just basically forced Mario characters into this game. And that game had drastically different enemies and tone from regular Super Mario. But when you beat that game, Mario wakes up from a dream. And Mario says that was all a dream. So Mario 2 is like a whole different world and everything because it was Mario having a dream. And I feel like people want to say that with this episode. And I'm like, I feel like people are always looking for shit like that ever since Mario 2. We're like, okay, we got psyched out there. Like, we go through all this and then to find out none of it was real because this little plot hole.
Also,
or because of this
people are
little
convinced
screen page.
Lost is like that. People are convinced that Lost is like purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Yeah.
they're all dead on the island.
Yeah.
It's hell. That's not what's happening in the show, though.
No, and I've never fully gone through Lost. Like, I've gotten through some of it, but that is a series I do need to watch start to finish on that. But
it's a good summer. I recommend starting in like May.
Yeah.
Watching it throughout this season.
Yeah, I recall starting season 1, and it's like kind of like warm and beachy vibes and stuff like that. So it's interesting there, and I don't know. Remember
Hawaii,
how far I got.
It's like that throughout the whole thing.
That's awesome, though. I mean, right? Tropical adventure. But I get it. It's hard to let go of something that you're emotionally attached to, that you've enjoyed, that you've been able to look forward to, even though it's been 3 years since the last season. Like, you've had something to look forward to over the last 3 years, right? And if you look at modern politics, you look at the state of the US, you look at the state of the world right now, that's one less thing to fucking look forward to, is that there's no more Stranger Things. I fucking get why people are desperately hoping for another episode because reality is fucking brutal. And you really just want more escapism to something that you want escapism to where people can get away and survive and live a good life because reality is not always like that. It's fucking tough out here sometimes. And to lose another form of escapism for people that are emotionally attached to it now, I get why they're clinging on to hope for that, but there's going to be another series that comes along that'll give that to you. Oh, yeah. Little kitty love. I see it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, there's literally no better series than Twin Peaks. It's never going to happen for me. I'll go back and rewatch that series just about every year till I die. And Lost every couple years.
Yeah. Now, Lost has a lot more episodes, though, right? Because it was regular network television. So aren't some of those seasons like 20 episodes or more?
Yeah, and one of them was
Because
during
there
a
is.
strike, so it's actually cut a little short. But
Okay.
but yeah,
still.
it's a lot longer.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, though. I mean, Twin Peaks is first season short, second season's longer, and then you've got The Return, which
I
is.
think it's like 6 seasons Lost, so it's not crazy, but like, yeah, it is long.
Sure, for sure. Yeah. And that's something I could manage to watch because I've been going through Cheers right now, just because, we're like something easy to watch. And I'd never seen it all. And I'm like, okay, let's go back. People say that's one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. Okay. And after I eventually got through Seinfeld, I was like, all right, well, I'll check out Cheers now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed Stranger Things. And I know you kind of did your stack ranking videos, but I'm trying to think of how, just without referencing or rewatching everything, season 2 is my least favorite season. And I think that's just because it was so rushed. Now, there's some good stuff in there still. And I think it has gotten better with some of the lore over the years. But overall, it's still the weakest season. 3, I think, is a little bit better than 4, and I still think 4 is a little bit better than 5 in many ways, just as far as character development and, like, seeing the whole group of kids be terrified and, like, actually be scared. I feel like in season 5, no one was ever really scared of anything anymore. Right? They just were just so used to this shit, they're fucking numb to it. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but when you take away the fear out of the characters.
I don't know. I felt like there's moments where they're.
Yeah, the moments, but I feel
yeah,
like
like
season.
I'm comparing it in my head to like Lost Boys.
Okay.
They still go in that cave and try to murder vampires in this cave, and then they just scream when they wake up and shit. It's similar in that, like, I'm thinking about Lucas and them hiding and running from all those Demogorgons. They're scared out of their fucking minds in that scene.
In that sequence, yeah, that's true.
There's scenes
Lucas
like that.
especially.
Yeah. The stakes are higher than their personal feelings, I guess. I don't know.
Their personal reactions to the stakes are much higher than what's shown on screen, I guess you could say.
Terrifier Triceratops says, I know that there's not going to be a secret episode, but in my opinion, there's a lot of compelling evidence that everything is a Vecna illusion.
I've seen some of those videos on that, like, kind of pointing some of these things out. I'm like, I don't know if the Duffer Brothers will ever say one way or another. Like, I've also heard them say that
all of these, like a TV show like Stranger Things, I just don't see as being one of those conspiracy shows like that has like an actual, some secret meaning to it that people need to figure out. I just don't. It's right there. It's on paper. I feel like it's pretty clear and dry. That's just how I see it, because the Duffer Brothers knew what they're doing. It's already intricate enough with all the stories and everything going on. Like, you know what I mean? It's like there's no secret meaning in Harry Potter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would compare Stranger Things to Harry Potter in the terms of like how serious the writing is that involves children in high stakes things. Characters die.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably closer to this, the second half of the Harry Potter series, but
yeah, when they're
regardless,
a little older,
that I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. But
I mean, there's interesting points And some of that was probably intentional for some ambiguity too, like what's going on with this, because there's always going to be people out there that are going to say, I felt like this was Mike's telling this entire story and it's made up.
People were
Because there's
saying
already,
that a lot from the beginning. People were being like, "Oh, it's going to be, see, 8 and plus fucking 11 plus 1 is going to equal 20, and they're going to have to fight the Mind Flayer together, all three of them, because
Mhm.
20 is how many, the 20 side die." And I'm like,
Yeah, and
you're just thinking about this shit too much. This is weird.
there's
It's like
there's
fan fiction shit.
to some degree, yeah. I mean, I think that's what it is. People love this so much, like they're doing like research quality paperwork into this series and into these seasons and into these things. And if they're a big D&D gamer, they're going to pick up on things that the average viewer like I don't understand.
I need to do a whole video about this, about movie theories that piss me off. Like the biggest one for me, one of them is Pulp Fiction. People who think the briefcase contains Marcellus Wallace's soul, and they're convinced that it's written that way, and there's secret meaning in it and stuff. It's a fucking MacGuffin, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. That is not a supernatural film by any stretch of the imagination.
Stretch of the imagination. Yep.
It is an interesting film, but it is not that. Stop trying to make things that they aren't. It's weird to me. I just get annoyed by it. It's one of those things. I know it's ridiculous, but like, there's lots of theories like that around there. Like the one that, John Hughes wrote Ferris Bueller as being imaginary. He doesn't exist. It's all in Cameron's head. And you're like, well, no, it's an interesting, like, funny, like, gimmick to compare it to Fight Club, I've heard. But, like, to actually think this is real and was written this way is goofy.
I like that people are researching movies and noticing these things that make sense. But yeah, it's not all believable. Like I said, people are.
They need to watch a David Lynch movie. They'll have a lot more fun trying to figure out what the fuck is happening there. And maybe actually come up with something. Maybe they'll figure Twin Peaks out. The ending to Twin Peaks The Return. Somebody needs to do it.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, Stranger Things does not need dissection, like, because all you're going to find is plot holes. You know what I mean? And accidents and things like that. And things that maybe were intentional, but, like, aren't what you think they are. Same with most of this kind of media, I feel.
Yeah, and
but that's maybe the guy who doesn't believe in Santa Claus in me. I feel like
that's
the same guy who's pretty cynical about this shit.
No, I think that's all legit. That's all fair feelings about it. But like I said, just from a pure fan perspective, I enjoy the people that are going through doing all these like deep dives and like taking notes and putting things together and researching D&D and like comparing these things because that just shows their love for it. Does it make it right? No, but it's fascinating for people to look at that. But to your point, if you want to do something really cool, do that to David Lynch's film catalog and show me what you come up with.
That's what I'm saying. Explain Lost Highway to me, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Think you know the thing through? Watch that.
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on in Inland Empire.
Yep. Like, let's get down with some Mulholland Drive.
Yeah, Mulholland Drive, which, to be honest, I think that's actually one of the more easier ones to understand.
More linear stories,
but it's even that one is kind of still what the fuckery.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. Good stuff.
I will be out there this week. So
Inland Empire.
I'll be out in California, so I'm going to do some movie sightseeing.
Like what?
Flying out to San Diego for a wedding, so I'm going to do a couple of spots down there in San Diego for some film stuff, and then we're heading up to LA next week. So Sunday we're going to hit up Universal. Monday we're going to Disneyland, and then going to do some. Hopefully, get to do some driving around, seeing some movie stuff. May try to hit the Sony lot if they got a tour that day. I go look into that yet. Just to get back on there, I would like to see the Afterlife Ecto in person. Yeah, I don't know if it's on the lot right now, though. I guess I need to look at that. But
yeah.
And I get it though, because I love this stuff, but like I love it in a way where like I want to go see that, I want to experience that. Like I'm not trying to like make up more story for
Yeah, I don't.
some of these things,
I would rather hear
It's
more
tough.
about the making of and more behind the scenes stuff and that kind of thing, and just more from the Duffer Brothers. But the thing is, it's yet to be seen what kind of work they're going to actually end up producing outside of Stranger Things. They worked briefly on that M. Night Shyamalan series.
Mm-hmm.
He like took them under his wing, kind of to be like, "Hey, this is how you do a fucking show and direct
Yeah.
and everything." And then they did Stranger Things, and they've been doing that since then, with a little bit of producing and stuff like that here and there. It seems they did a couple of
Yeah.
things, but nothing huge yet. So it'll be interesting to see what they actually put full force into next, or if, like Jordan Peele, we just get a bunch of produced by the Duffer Brothers now.
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time Jordan Peele put out a fucking movie, man? Get on it.
Well, and they're talking about having him direct a Marvel movie. I'm like, I don't have any interest in that,
No.
honestly.
Make
Like, I want him to
direct
do his
some
own
more
shit.
fucking weird, mystical sci-fi horror films and shit.
Go fucking do the weird movies you want to do,
Yeah, I need that.
right? Like, I love that kind of weird ass shit.
Give me that
Like,
elevated horror, that woke horror, that people are so fond of.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I got a Seed of Chucky video coming out soon. I've got
Nice.
I'm going to be doing a Scream 3 VHS versus DVD versus Blu-ray versus 4K comparison, just in anticipation of the new one. I've done the first two already on the channel.
On which ones? Chucky?
Scream.
Oh, Scream, sorry.
Seed of Chucky, I was just doing a video about the movie itself.
Okay. So I did randomly pick up the Blu-ray box set of that, the 7 Chucky movies. I need to get the TV series still. Actually, I need to finish the TV series. I watched
Does your
season
set
1.
have the remake?
No. I didn't hate the remake.
I didn't
think it needed to be.
I
didn't think it needed to be called Chucky. I mean,
well, Child's Play, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, same thing. To me, that movie, if you remove the fact that you're remaking, you had the same title there and you just have it be an AI doll, that's fucking terrifying. But then again, you've also got what's the Megan and Megan 2.0?
Mm-hmm.
You've already got another take on that. And
it came out after that, so.
Yes.
Child's Play, had they not called it Child's Play and just been like, let's do an AI robot killer that's kind of inspired by Child's Play and gives those vibes a little bit, maybe.
And that's how I watch that movie, because it works much better for me that way than it does with this.
I mean, if he didn't look like Chucky and wasn't saying, "Hi, I'm Chucky," I wouldn't bump into it as much, maybe. But yeah, it's.
And I will say, I didn't hate it, but I only saw it in theaters. I saw it in theaters opening weekend. I haven't watched it again since. Now, the original Chucky movies, I like watching those. I'll rewatch those.
I liked the cast, but I was like, "Fuck this movie," and I turned it off like halfway through. Which I don't do to a lot of shit, but I was just bored.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, this is so bad I hate it and I want to hurt people or anything. I was just like, I don't want to watch this anymore. I'm moving on.
Yeah, PJ, the drummer of my old band, was a huge Chucky fan, and he got a group of us together, and I think we had 8 or 10 of us go see the remake when it came out, and you see it in theaters. I'm not going to walk out of a movie. I've never walked out of a movie. Haven't yet, anyway.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, retitle that movie. It works very well. Change a few lines of dialogue. You could easily do that.
I just need Cult of Chucky on 4K, and then my collection is complete.
Yeah, I just got the Blu-ray set, man. It was really, I think it was $30.
Yeah,
for the Blu-rays, and like the DVDs are 20, and then I've looked at the 4K and I'm like, I like those movies. I don't need the 4K necessarily.
I do.
Unless the special features were good enough to justify it.
They are. And they come with Blu-rays, so the Child's Play is a 3-disc edition.
Did you already so they're not even a box set yet?
No. I mean, you can get a box set, but the box set on Amazon that is like is it Arrow Video did it or somebody? and it's yellow. It looks dope. The actual box.
Yeah, that's the version I got on the DVD. So they have a 4K of that too.
Yeah, but it's Well, no, this is different. It's like, yes, it's yellow, but it's completely different design. It looks actually more like the box, and it's done by Arrow, not just whoever the fuck Universal.
Oh,
And
okay.
each are in their own individual cases in the box, so it's a big fucking box.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
And then, yeah, it's like an actual box set. But the problem is, it's like 3 or 4 of the movies are in 4K, and some of them are just Blu-rays, and it's really weird because it's it's like a Region 2 box set or something. So like the 4Ks are fine because they're region free, but the Blu-rays aren't unless you have a region free Blu-ray player, which are still expensive.
Yes, to this day they still are, which is unfortunate because, like, come on.
That is my favorite thing about 4Ks, though. But I forget,
Is they
honestly.
finally-
I'll see like UK releases for 4Ks and be like, oh, well, I'm fucked.
Yeah, no, that was the one reason I started getting some of those, like the Lost Boys 4K steelbook set I got was I think a Xavier release, and that was an import, and
yeah, they do a lot of
no regions on there.
Nice.
So and so since they work, it's great because you don't have to worry about that. But I don't know.
Yeah, I've got all those, so that's the 6 movies plus the 3 seasons on Blu-ray because they are not on 4K. So
yeah, do they have do they have the complete series on a single set yet?
The way I bought it's cheaper than any way they have it.
Oh, okay.
I got, at least mine when it was on sale, was $33 for all 3 sets on Blu-ray. But at Walmart right now they have 2 versions, one with a slipcover of the same set for $40, just DVD though.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Which, like, DVD of a new series does look pretty decent because I bought that series, the season 1, when it came out on just DVD, and I watched that for a while.
Oh,
it was fine, but when I watched the Blu-ray, I was like, holy shit, yeah, this looks great.
Yeah.
I still haven't finished the series, but I've been rewatching season 1, so I'm gonna go all the way
through. I need to do that. Season 1 was good.
Need to get Ash vs. Evil Dead, the complete series too, on Blu-ray.
Oh, I've got that. That's a really good series. I haven't rewatched that yet. I don't know why. I just need to sit down and do it. It's just one of those shows that it's so good though.
There's actually, some like Chucky and Ash vs. Evil Dead, I think, are the best horror TV shows that have come out, like, based on movies. I guess they did a Scream series I never watched. They did I Know What You Did Last Summer, I never watched.
Some of that was like MTV fucking TV shows though. Like MTV also did a Teen Wolf TV series. And it has
Scream was more like actual Scream. Teen Wolf was complete fucking nonsense though.
Teen Wolf was trying to be Scream with a wolf in it, basically. I think
Teen
I never
Wolf
saw
was
any of it.
being CW show. You know what I mean? Like, it was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's what it was, but shitty.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Crystal Lake should be interesting. I don't know if that's actually going to come out this year. What? They deleted that fucking Angry Orchard short off of YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a few months ago, actually, or like a month or 2 ago, maybe. But it's interesting. The director of that was the director of Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh, okay. I'm sure you could still find it if you really want it.
It's on there. Somebody has it. Like, it's on the internet for sure. But
oh yeah, I mean, YouTube rippers are so easy these days. I'm sure there's tons of fans that ripped it and actually have a physical release for it. So
yeah,
that's interesting.
Maybe they'll include it as a special feature or something
on the next release of something. Yeah,
that'd be good. At least on a series for maybe Crystal Lake.
Yeah, because I think that's what we're really due for next is, like, what are you doing with that franchise?
Yeah. We got Scream 7 coming out this year. Scream 4, hopefully on 4K.
Yeah, the next week or two, and I don't know, next week, since I'll be out of town, I don't know what we'll cover, but maybe the week after that we'll cover about what we're looking forward to in 26, because we haven't had a chance to do that yet.
Yeah, we can talk physical media and just movies in general, because
yeah, what's coming out in physical media, because there's so many good releases now. Like, in the boutique stuff is
pre-ordered, and the regular 4K release of Small Soldiers.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Did that get released? Did that get delayed then?
No, that's coming out in February. They never did they only did Steelbook originally.
Oh, okay. So they never had a regular release.
Yeah,
Interesting.
same thing with Anaconda. Only came out Steelbook, but I got the Steelbook for that just because I wanted to do a video on it.
Sure.
Which I did actually, by the way, watch the Anaconda movie, the new one.
The new one? Okay. And
it was pretty much exactly what I expected, and it was not great. I wasn't like, this is triflingly bad, but it was like, you know what I mean? Like, the comedy has not evolved like mainstream comedy in the last 20 years for Hollywood films. Like, it just hasn't really. Like,
yeah, I think there's a staleness
maybe more
to
like
it.
10 years, maybe. I don't know. I'm a little harsh on it, but the TV comedy is where it's at right now. Like, I don't know. When was the last comedy movie that came out that I enjoyed that was like not like a horror comedy or something?
Yeah, and well, the other piece to that puzzle, I think, is because it's been since. Well, first of all, they're not producing regular comedy movies like they used to. They're just not hitting theaters.
Well,
Any
like
of that
Naked
comedy
Gun
shit.
came out. That was a big comedy movie this year, but it wasn't great. Spinal Tap. There's a couple of those. Spaceballs is going to be coming out. Those are all like IPs, but
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
but
sure
you
there
don't
were
see
a
any
few
original.
originals. But I just don't go see them anymore either.
Well, they're not hitting theaters. Most of those are direct to streamers if they're coming out at all, and some of those don't get any marketing budget. So unless you hear somebody say something positive about it, or it's trending in the top 10 on whatever streaming service you happen to be logged into, you may not even fucking catch it. It just comedy
I'm in a different
releases
space
don't
than that
hit.
too. I think too. Yeah, I'm just like focused on horror. So
Yeah, horror in the theater always works really well, but even like Judd Apatow, like what has he done? Right?
he was working heavily for years though, and then Seth Rogen kind of like took that torch and started running with it. But now he's doing TV. He's doing that Apple show that
Well, and
the
even he's
studio that
talking
I've
about it.
been interested in watching but haven't.
I've watched a good amount of the first season of that. I haven't finished it. And then he had another one called Platonic that was pretty decent.
And he's working on The
But even
Boys.
yeah, even he was saying stuff just about how theaters aren't, or not theaters, but movie companies aren't really focused on comedies for the theater. Like it's just not a thing like it used to be. They just don't have it. It's like you're either looking at an IP that has brand recognition, and if you're not doing that, you're trying to find other ways to make these movies with cheaper casting and things like that. So the movie industry is really in a crazy spot right now.
Yeah.
Which, can be good and can be bad, but just waiting for some good innovation to happen to make something awesome.
I don't know. I think 2024 was like such a fucking great year of film, and this year was pretty decent too. And there were still some ones that I haven't seen that I wanted to. So
yeah, I got a whole list of movies I haven't seen. But
anytime
even looking at that list,
like I get just annoyed hearing anybody say like, "Oh, Hollywood is out of original ideas." I'm like, you know what? You're out of original ideas. You're fucking spewing the same shit that's been spewed for 20 fucking years, probably even longer than that. Let's be honest. That's just how long I've been aware of people saying that shit.
That conversation, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, shut up. They do. You just don't go see them. You only go see the Marvel movies. And to be fair, this was a problem I had looking at the movies I saw this year. I saw like Happy Gilmore 2, but I didn't see Sinners. I should take my ass outside and beat it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to be fair, Happy Gilmore 2 was on Netflix, and I meant to go to the theater to see Sinners, but
I totally get that though, because there is this ability now to just watch shit when it streams.
Yeah.
Or shit that's made only for streaming, right? You have to be intentional about it. And a lot of the stuff that's made only for streaming or has a limited theatrical release just does not have the marketing budget to make you aware of it. Like Weapons came out of fucking nowhere last year, right?
Weapons Together were both fucking fantastic.
Yeah, and they had like no marketing budget for that. Like Weapons, one of my coworkers was like, "Hey, have you seen the trailer for this movie?" And I'm like, "No." And I watched it. I'm like, "That's fucking fascinating. I want to see that."
I remember the marketing for Weapons because it was just the footage of the doorbell stuff of kids running. And they were like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, that caught my attention immediately. So,
yeah, and so, but that was like close to release. Like early on, like when I originally watched the trailer, like I hadn't seen anyone talking about it.
Yeah.
There's tons of movies that are like that now, though, because with so many different streamers, you're not advertising movies in the same way you used to. So when you go see a movie at the movie theaters, you're still seeing the trailers, but you're seeing trailers for theatrical releases or big movies. And so
See, that's the
if you're
thing.
not subscribed to, let's say, Paramount, you may not see their direct to stream shit and know what it is until you hear word of mouth about it. Like there's this lack of
That
awareness
that
around
is
some of
the
this.
one of the issues with people who are like, see, I'm obviously a physical media whore, but
Hmm.
I have streaming services as well. Not only for watching shit that isn't on physical media, which is the biggest reason to have it if you like media, but also convenience.
Hmm.
When I'm laying in bed at night, I don't care that I'm watching something a little more compressed and shit. Just throw
Yeah.
on some goddamn Alf on Tubi. I don't need the
Hmm.
uncut, uncensored versions right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's convenience, and I get that, and some people are just fine with that. But there's people out there who won't even like subscribe to Netflix and shit like that. Or if you, there's other reasons that you won't do that, sure. But like they just are against streaming because they're so for physical media.
And that eliminates a gigantic population of content from your ability. And then the other problem with that is some of that shit just disappears.
Yeah.
And look at how Disney's handled shit on Disney Plus. They have entire seasons and series and stuff that's just fucking disappeared into the abyss.
Yep.
Like McKenna Grace is in that sci-fi movie that I never even got to see because it was on Disney Plus for like less than a month.
That, and then they just do stuff like alter stuff.
The Alkalite is completely gone off of there. The Star Wars series, like you have a Star Wars series that just doesn't exist anymore. Like I can go watch the holiday special, but that series is gone now.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, and there's other things like that where they're just like taking things off of there and they're just not available.
Hmm.
And it's fascinating. Oh, is Ironheart even on there anymore? Does that one of the Marvel series that kind of disappeared? Shit that just did not do well, like just is is gone.
Did you watch all those Marvel trailers?
Oh, all the new ones.
There's 4 now.
The only one that was actually up on Marvel's website the other day when I looked at it was the Thor one. It basically said Thor will return in that. I'm like, okay,
Steve Rogers was in the first one, holding a baby.
okay, okay.
Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen and Scott, not Scott, James Marsden. Is that who played Scott?
Yeah. Hmm.
No, it's not.
Marigold, is that is that it?
I don't know. Either way, I
I know
think
you're talking
I
about.
think I'm mixing up his name with something else. But so it was, yeah, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen is obviously Xavier and Magneto, and then Cyclops, and it said the X-Men will return. And then the newest one has the Wakandans, M'Baku like shaking hands and meeting Ben Grimm. And
Oh,
and then
okay.
it's like the Wakandans and Fantastic Four will return. That one I saw through a leak. Like that one's leaked because that one's in theaters now. I guess they've been switching it out every week attached to that new Avatar movie.
Yeah, so all they're doing is showing like characters returning.
That they have one that's supposed to be like an actual teaser trailer. That's supposed to be, I think, the next one,
Okay.
from what I hear.
Yeah. And is that supposed to wait till the Super Bowl at this point?
Possibly. I don't know.
Okay.
There might be leaks before that.
Yeah, and I just haven't been, the last movie I saw in theaters was Silent Night, Deadly Night. There's stuff I wanted to see. I did want to go see you just talked about it. I'm drawing a blank on it, but
Mm-hmm.
mine's blank. My
Anaconda?
mind's totally blank. Yeah, I did want to see Anaconda, but I just haven't made it out yet. So,
Yeah.
but people are panning that, and I'm like, this movie is a fucking making fun of like remakes, essentially.
There were only like 3 laughs in it I had, maybe, and they were all because they were actually like referencing the original Anaconda and being funny about
Okay.
that. But like, I don't know, man. It just, there's like, I don't know. As someone who appreciates movies and movie making, like I can appreciate what they're doing there with this movie, but it just, I don't know, it didn't land all the way.
Execution didn't land, yeah.
Plus, I don't know, it's Jack Black.
Jack Black is tough, man.
He's less Jack Blacky in this than you'd expect, I think, but like, I don't know. And I like Paul Rudd, and then there's some cameos from the original Anaconda in there.
Okay.
But even that, I was like, eh.
That's unfortunate. I mean, I want to see it still.
Yeah.
I will just watch it just out of sheer curiosity because what was that movie Jack Black was in where they about the video rental store? It's real fucking goofy.
Be Kind, Rewind.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, it reminded me of that too.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, to me, this seems like almost a spiritual sequel to that because like they're remaking other movies again, and I'm like, okay, Jack Black's done this before,
right?
And I wasn't thinking about that until recently, and I was like, he's already done this movie, basically.
Yeah, although
like
this one is a complete like reboot of Anaconda, so he writes a new movie. Like it doesn't have the original characters, which is honestly probably something that makes it weaker. If you had casted people to be like, this guy is going to play Ice Cube's character, this guy is going to play Owen Wilson, that would have been funny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can get that though. I mean,
should have had some Owen Wilson impressions too. Like,
oh,
wow.
There's
a snake.
Wow. You forget he's in that because he's done so much goofy fucking shit. But then he's also done Behind Enemy Lines. You're like, that dude has a fucking crazy movie catalog of like.
Yeah, and he also co-wrote Rushmore.
Mm-hmm. And he's had an on-record attempt at self-checkout. Remember all that?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
But
oh, yeah. Fascinating. Well, I think we beat the dead horse in this one enough. I mean, I like Stranger Things start to finish. Some shit was better than others, but I do want to do a rewatch on that.
Yeah.
How soon though? I just don't know. Like, I'm like, do I want to give it 6 months and maybe rewatch Ash versus Evil Dead? And that's a good show. I haven't only watched once.
Yeah, there's a Evil Dead movie coming out this year too, so probably good time.
Yeah. Yeah, which makes me think like I need to get all the Evil Dead stuff on physical media. And Evil Dead's had so much physical media release. Like even back in, I remember in high school, like all
Anchor
the cool.
Bay released so many cool releases.
Yeah, I just remember like all these badass versions of Evil Dead 2 with the Necronomicon, Evil Dead, and like all these I'm like, I'm going to have to do my research and figure out like what's the best version of those to all get on the original stuff because there's some really kick-ass releases out there.
I have the first and third on DVD and the second one on Blu-ray, and then I have the remake on DVD. And I don't own Evil Dead Rise, but actually I really liked Evil Dead Rise a lot, even more than the remake. So,
Evil Dead Rise and the remake, the only thing that they're good and scary. I've liked both of those. Like that remake was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Rise, I think, was better because it actually has humor in it, unlike the remake.
Yeah. Yeah, it has a little bit of humor in it. It's not like laugh out loud the entire time, but there's enough of that comedy edge that.
There's things like an eyeball going into someone's mouth, I think, but the camera is on the eyeball shooting like through the air and it, like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I like that.
Some goofy shit that feels like, yeah, it's true to the series. All right, well, we'll be back at it soon, and I think we'll talk about our, what we're looking forward to the most with physical media, what we're looking forward to the most with seeing in theaters. Like, there's a lot of shit coming up for the year ahead.
Yeah.
What are we excited about? Get your list ready too, so you can drop it in the chat. I'd like to know what everyone else is into. Shit, I might not even know about yet.
Yeah, for sure. I've been through the movies that are coming out this year a bunch of times, but every time I go through it, I'm like, have I looked at that yet? Like, what is that title?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like taking notes and putting notes down. Like, okay, where am we going to go with this? What do I need to watch that? Yeah.
Well, it's like, yeah. So there's an Evil Dead movie coming out this year. All right, well, what Evil Dead videos have I already done on the channel?
Mm-hmm.
What else can I do, essentially, this leading up to that?
Yeah.
More VHS reviews. I think I only have... No, I have them all on VHS. I think I've only reviewed Army of Darkness on VHS, though.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe I did the other two. I don't fucking remember now. I've done like too many.
Yeah, anyway. I feel you because I mean the Evil Dead. If you just, there's a video for you right there. Evil Dead physical media releases. right? Go back through the VHS and the DVD, the early DVDs, and all the collector's editions they've done, because
But I would want to own a lot of those too if I was going to do that.
I'm just telling you, get yourself set up for some Evil Dead physical media this year, because it'll make you a happy person.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is it.
We'll see you back at it. Thanks for tuning in.
Remember, winning's winning. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile.
And if you only have an inch,
The Fast and the Furious.
an inch is an inch. And a pinch to grow an inch.